Our next inductee we welcome into the Hall of Fame this year is a sharply intelligent and deeply compassionate cowgirl from San Antonio, Frances Rosenthal Kallison. Her work as a historian, rancher, and philanthropist, as you'll see, has positively influenced many lives.
2016 Cowgirl Hall of Fame honoree, Frances Rosenthal Kallison. As the granddaughter of Jewish immigrants to Texas, Frances Rosenthal Kallison felt a deep connection and strong pride in the Jewish community's role in developing the frontier state. Her efforts to preserve their cultural contributions were matched only by her unwavering compassion and philanthropic efforts. Frances was born in Fort Worth, Texas in 1908. Her father owned the Rosenthal Furniture Company, and she grew up riding on the platform of the horse-drawn furniture wagons. Possessing a sharp mind, she graduated high school as valedictorian, attended Vassar College, and graduated from the University of Chicago. Later in life, she received a master's degree from Trinity University in San Antonio, completing her thesis, 100 Years of Jewry in San Antonio. In 1930, Frances met R Kallison, whose father established a successful San Antonio saddlery that expanded into an iconic farm and ranch store. They married, raised 3 children, and were active members of the San Antonio community. The couple also maintained the 2,700-acre Diamond K Ranch, breeding prize-winning polled Hereford cattle. During World War II, the Kallisons often teamed up with the USO to host ranch barbecues for the troops. Frances' love of riding led her to help establish the Ladies Auxiliary to the Bexar County Sheriff's Mounted Posse. This drill team appeared in the San Antonio Livestock Exposition's parades and performed for patients at military and children's hospitals. They were also featured in the films Two Guys from Texas and Rio Grande. Kallison insisted that the posse's earnings fund medical equipment for the children's polio unit. Kallison was as passionate about her Jewish heritage as her Western roots, researching and writing about both extensively, with articles appearing in the Cattleman and the academic journal American Jewish Historical Quarterly. Her work demonstrated that while Texas Jews were a minority, their contributions throughout the state's history were significant. Kallison was enlisted by the governor as the primary researcher for an ethnic Jewish exhibit at the 1968 World's Fair in San Antonio. It eventually became a permanent exhibit at the Institute of Texas Cultures. Kallison served on the board of the American Jewish Historical Society and co-founded the Texas Jewish Historical Society, serving as the first vice president and then as president. A fierce community advocate, Kallison led San Antonio's chapter of the National Council of Jewish Women to establish a prenatal and well baby clinic for the poor and successfully lobbied to open a maternity ward at the public hospital. She organized the creation of a center for blind toddlers and then lobbied the Texas legislature to mainstream the children into the San Antonio school system. Kallison served for 15 years as a trustee of the San Antonio Museum Association, sat on the Whitty Museum Board, and helped found the San Antonio Botanical Center and Gardens. Kallison died in 2004, but her legacy lives on. For her trailblazing efforts on behalf of Jewish Texan history and for her remarkable contributions to her community, the National Cowgirl Museum is proud to induct into our Hall of Fame this exemplary woman of the West, Frances Rosenthal Kallison.
Indeed, a woman who left her brand on the state of Texas, and accepting on her behalf, please welcome Robbie Marisol Ravis.
If my grandmother were here today, well, you know what? If my grandmother were here today, she wouldn't have to adjust down the microphones because she was really tall. But in any case, if my grandmother were here today, she would be deeply honored. But she would also be rather embarrassed. She was a sincerely modest person. However, despite her desire to avoid public recognition for her many good works, she was widely known for her keen intellect, high moral standards, dedication to duty, and down-home practicality. She would have told you she was proudest of her scholarship, but there are legions of people who attest to her kindness and generosity. Grandmother was equally comfortable with reins in her hands as she was with fountain pen. And when I say fountain pen, I mean fountain pen, because she wanted nothing to do with the ballpoint, wouldn't touch them. This honor brings my grandmother's life full circle. It reflects her dedication to, passion for, and pride in ranching and all things Texan, which she actually got right here in Fort Worth, where she was born and raised. Grandma's a hometown girl. And so, for this opportunity to commemorate a very special and much missed Texas cowgirl, I and the rest of the Kallison family, thank you.
Congratulations on this special honor to the family of Frances Rosenthal Kallison, 2016 inductee into the National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame. Robbie, every child should have a grandparent like you did in her. Congratulations that you two were together for as long as you were. Thank you for being here.